This is Knox Street Studios Tech Bridge, where we together increase our technical know-how and productivity. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to find our Old Kanye. Old Kanye produced a song that talked about producing 3 beats a day all summer. And he says, I deserve to do these numbers. Part of what we do in programming is we start to build small apps, things of that nature. And today what we're going to look at is how do we get to that space where we are building things with some type of frequency. Let's get right into it. Okay, so what we have done is we've started to build from the ground up, right? And when I say build from the ground up, we started by talking about the language. We started about talking about the IDE. We started by talking about how do you, in this informal way, start to write a program, numbers, strings, the standard library, and again, starting to build from the ground up. Another way that's going to augment our learning is we're going to start from project and start to break that down. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at or think about how to find 2 or 3 different projects that will aid us as we are building up. We also need to have a larger idea about what project at least we're interested in. So let's look at some. So going to our website, Google, we're going to type in Python. It would be nice. Actually, let's make this just a little bit bigger. All right. Okay. So we're going to type in beginning Python projects. Okay. All right. So after going to Google, typing in Python beginning programmer, I went to this website, Python projects for beginners, and it gave me this real Python. And I've actually used I've actually run through one of these projects myself. I did one about stock market, which that's part that I'm interested in, right? And so there's a table of contents that explains it. It starts to give you the code, right? Now, the other thing with this is because we're starting from the top down, I wouldn't recommend copying and pasting it. What I would recommend is coding it in yourself, right? So just a quick look here. There's an import statement. There's also, you're doing, so you're hitting an API right here, right? And there's comments, which we've covered. Then it explains it a little bit. Then there's an installation, so you have to go to the terminal and you actually set up, and that's something that we need to do, I think in the next one, set up a virtual environment, right? You do some pip installs. So, similar to what we did in most of the processes, you create the environment, you install the necessary libraries, standard libraries that you'll need. This one, you're going to create a requirements text. So you'll make sure that you have all the packages necessary in order to make this run. You'll set up your credentials. Yep. Let's see, what else is going to happen? You're going to create some methods for followers, methods for your account, methods for like, methods for search. And so they explain it, and then they show you the code, right? And it's really, this is what I call learning via cookbook, right? So if you go to your libraries or your bookstores, they're going to be cookbooks, and this kind of follows that cookbook theme, right? And so there are others that you can do this with. And so the one that I am currently working on is, what is the name of that thing? API? Alpaca, right? So the one that I'm currently working on is Alpaca. And the purpose of Alpaca is so you can do training, right? And so you can set up, using Python as your backend, you can set up a training bot that will allow for you to then make trades. I guess I'm about halfway done with setting this up. I'll put a link into this that you can do this if you're interested in the trading world, which that's something that I'm personally interested in. So, to summarize we're going to continue to build up from the ground up. And so we'll start to talk about building the environment, setting the environment up. We'll continue to work on numbers, strings, those quote unquote primitives, numbers, strings. We're going to talk about lists and dictionaries, I'm sure. But the other thing that you can do is perhaps either on the weekend or one a week or one every other day. Or if you want to do like Kanye, do 3 a day, where you are consistently working through these projects and starting to put them together and getting them to work, right? That's the goal. That's the space. Once you start to get 1 or 2 work, you'll start to get the confidence necessary to be, what you will have created is the systems in yourself and how you go about searching for it, finding it, that you'll feel confident that you can get these things done. And that's the real purpose, right? Working your way up from the bottom and then working your way through projects until you can, number one, you'll understand where you are in the learning process, and you'll figure out where you need to go in order to close the gaps necessary. Thanks for tuning in today. I will see you soon.